All right, now, over the last few months, the number of Kenyans in need of food aid has risen to 4.1 million as the drought in arid and semi-arid lands hold communities living in those areas captive. The drought has made a bad situation worse as farmers report crop failure, escalating food crisis. As the communities battle to survive, the government says irrigated agriculture is the only way to free pastoral lands from the grip of food insecurity. Lena Mohammed explains.
The March, April and May long rain seasons failed in many parts of the country, leaving many Kenyans facing another year of hunger and food insecurity. Farmers are fearful of what the future holds.
Maji ndio tunategemea.
Mvua inyeshi, isiponyesha hatupate mvua. Hatupate maji ya kunyesha.
But as communities pray for survival, the government is banking on irrigation to ensure food sustainability and free communities from dependence on food aid. In the last 4 decades, Kenya has operated irrigation schemes in 7 parts of the country.
In the year 2017-18, we started doing water harvesting, service runoff, and that was being facilitated by construction of water pans. Now that has made water available to farmers who are not close to any natural source. And this has heavily impacted people in the arid areas.
For the recipients, water is critical to their survival.
Wild animals and both the domesticated animals, they get water from our canal. To add to it, you'll also find that Tana River and especially Bura, for domestic water, they depend on water that is treated from our canal.
With more than 50,000 farmers engaging in irrigated farming, the major challenge many face in many parts is the consistency of water supply.
So whenever we have electricity outages for 2-3 days, this inconveniences the farmer in terms of scheduling irrigation.
In most of the irrigation schemes, the key crop under irrigation though still remains rice, which is farmed in Ahero, Bura and Mwea for subsistence and on large-scale consumption.
Work hard to cultivate your rice, and then at the end of the day, you don't have market for the rice.
According to the Irrigation Authority, rice consumption stands at 600,000 metric tons per annum in the country, with Kenyan farmers able to produce only 180,000 metric tons.
We are doing these water pans. That is why we are working on having dams like Thiba Dam. And that is why we are even drilling boreholes where possible, so that farmers can be able to use those structures, water harvested in those structures, for food production during dry spell.
Tutakuwa tunalima mara mbili. Tutakuwa ratuni ni ile mchele inachomoka tu, ukikata ile tu ya kwanza ingine inachomoka, inaitwa ratuni. Tukimaliza na ratuni tunapanda ile mchele ingine inaitwa double crop. Kwa hivyo tutakuwa tunalima mara mbili.
The government spends 20 billion shillings per year importing rice to meet the deficit.
What do I say? We make sure those who are accessible to the water management is the farmers who are paid to the water users office, and they will pay the mechanization on the tractors, and then the farm inputs. We put that together before we go into production.
Cost of rice production per unit area, farmers say, must be also addressed. Experts state that 1 kilogram of rice is produced by 30 shillings, with a global average of 17 shillings per kilogram.
Do an acre, I would need something like 58,000 Kenya shillings to do 1 acre. But there are particular periods of time that I may need up to 70,000 shillings. Like now, because of the birds infestation, you will get a farmer employing nearly 4 people in one field, and each one of them is earning 4,000 shillings. That increases the cost.
With the rains failing even in areas that experienced high rainfall before, the government is investing in dams and water pans that will enable farming to thrive even in harsh conditions.
Moto ile kwa hapa tu ni wao wakulima kidogo wafanye kuintroduce at least tegemeao lia pia tuangalie tu mambo ya pojo ama mahindi ama mchele. Ukuzaji ile ardhi kwa hapa ni ardhi inafanya kila kitu, hata mandizi, paipai, kila kitu, pineapples ukipanda hakuna kitu ambayo inakataa. Kitu yote inafanya vizuri, ardhi ni nzuri, maji ni kwa wingi iko.
Have introduced new varieties, new lines that are able to compete globally in terms of productivity. So we are now talking of new varieties like Wamboka,
like improved basmati rice, that can give us up to 7 to 8 metric tons per acre. So we are seeing a situation where in the next 2 years, we shall be competitive globally.
In Nyanza, the most immediate need for them is a cooperative society that they believe will cater to their needs and push for a wider market. Leila Mohammed, NTV.